Hey everybody, this is Andrew, and this is my 242 Turbo, uh, probably one of the greatest cars that Volvo ever made. And I just wanted to go over a few things that I've changed up before getting into the Megasquirt problems. It's an 83. One of the first things I did when I couldn't get the CIS system working was I relocated the battery to the trunk, just 'cause, mostly. So batteries in the boot. Around here, we got the rewired practically everything in the car. I've got the fog lights working independently, so if the key's on, you can turn the fog lights on or off. Of course, they can also be on then with the headlights also. When I took the motor out, I cleaned the engine bay, and then I repainted the whole thing black, and powder coated pretty much anything that I could powder coat. Cleaned it all up nice. I did a lot of body work where the battery tray was. There was a lot of rust under there. Cleaned all that, cut it out. Of course, I'm in the darkest corner of the shop here. Cleaned it all up, cut it out, welded in new metal. Did a pretty good job. Some of those inside corners are not 100%. One of the things I was super happy with was there's supposed to be a seam right there where the where this lip comes around, and I blended all that in. I didn't quite get these stress marks out, but whatever, it's an engine bay. And like I said, powder coated pretty much everything I could. This is the block. It's from a 94 Volvo 940 Turbo. I used a lot of the mounting brackets and whatnot to, because I like the alternator better up there. It's a much better place for it. Of course, compressors below it, and then I got the power steering pump down there. I'm running the Hall effects off of, I don't know, what is this, an 87-ish distributor, and I know that's got a good connection up to the Megasquirt. The master cylinder we had to upgrade to a 93, because otherwise this the front lines come out and they run into this guy. I've got the DIY Auto Tune temp sensor there. Yes, that's not actually RTV'd in. I made an aluminum bung and then welded it in. Stick welded the aluminum bung to the aluminum tube, which was slightly terrifying. So I just put some ultra gray RTV on just to make sure that any pinholes, in fact, are sealed. All copper radiator, 3-row, heavy duty, copper tanks. No cheesy crap here. It's got the 2-wire idle air control. I think this was also the one out of the 94 Turbo. Intake manifolds off of the, like an 87 or something like that. I've got the throttle position switch, this is the position sensor, like we're supposed to have. I've got these are, I believe, the green top injectors. Is that what we call these? From the, also from the 940 Turbo. That one looks black. Where is it? Green. There. Let's see, what else do we need to know? One of the neat things I did was the normal Volvo wiring harness. You got to unplug all the mess in there to get the motor out. I took all of the wiring for the engine. I've got all my grounds, especially that famous pin 19, going to where the mechanical fuel pump used to be. So that's where all the grounds go. And then the hot goes to the starter down there. Where are we? There's the starter. So to the starter wire. So that's where the hot from the battery comes straight to. And then, comes up to the distribution block up there. So so you drop that bunch of wires. Where is it? On the start there. That bunch of wires on the starter. That bunch of wires on the block. There's the ground on the block. Disconnect your tubes and unplug these 3 connectors, and that's all that's holding the motor in the car, and of course the motor mounts and all. But none of this, this wiring harness and that wiring harness, that always drove me nuts. So anyway, so I figure that's a much better way, and encourage everyone to do the same, because it's easier and better. What else do we need to know? So we know we've got the Hall effects from the distributor. We've got the green top injectors. We've got the TPS from like a 94, 940. Fuel spark. Standard coil. It's the turbo and exhaust manifold, also from the 940. The rewelding the downpipe was a bit of a practice in, well, I thought this would fit, and then, as you can see there, like I ended up having to move the whole thing back a little bit further. See, I think that's it. I've got the AEM wideband tuner, or wideband O2 sensor, and this is a 35-8460, and I could never find the correct specs for that. I think I've got it close though. Maybe not, but in theory that shouldn't be screwing up the Megasquirt too much. We upgraded this to the 93 AC, which is a pain in the butt, and it's still not done. This is a Megasquirt version 2. Megasquirt 2 version 3. There, focus. You know, believe me on it. And I feel like I did a halfway decent job getting it all going. Talking about hardware here, this is the Megasquirt I've got set up with this. I built this all so long ago, and I do apologize, guys. Is this the gym stim that everyone, or stim gym that everyone keeps talking about? That's hooked in. I just hacked a old computer power supply for bench running it. Just have another cable so I don't accidentally kick it. It goes to, what do we got here? USB converter guy. This is a much nicer cable. I got it on Amazon. I think it was close to 20 bucks. The other one, there was some concern about a crappy converter cable, and it was just a little USB dongle guy that plugged into that longer gray 9-pin guy, and yeah, it was a piece of crap. 2 of the pins failed on it, resoldered it twice, and after the second time it just wasn't working. But anyway, here it is. The Megasquirt essentially running on the with this guy for parameters. All the lights are working, everybody's happy, we're actually getting values all the way across the board. The laptop I'm using is this Dell something or another, and died. I do kind of suspect maybe this computer isn't quite up to snuff. It's not old. I think it's maybe 2 years old. It's just, it was a garage laptop for a while, and I know all that powder coating probably isn't the best for cooling and everything else. So I powered on the car. Sorry for the shaky video, guys. I powered on the car, and what's it say we have? It says you shouldn't have bought an iPhone. Well, I'll read it. Megasquirt 2 version 2.3000000000000. We'll hit accept. We'll hit accept. It's now connected. Difference in your tune. No, we won't update to the tune there. So it looks like everybody's happy. Now, keys on run. None of these lights are on, which I feel like might be a problem. How can I... Let's see here. I don't know if it'd be better to see the lights on there that are or are not working, or I've got the air-fuel ratio gauge, or those big gauges, because you can't see it all. But here, we'll just listen. And I suppose we'll just listen to this first off. So here we go. We're gonna crank neutral, and it'll crank for a bit, then it'll fire. It'll cut the connection to the computer, and then it'll shut off. Or it'll work brilliantly, and I'll look like an idiot. Or not, but... And right there, it cut the connection to the computer. I did notice dwell was way the hell off the charts. I noticed dwell was off the charts, but I've never messed with this table. Ah, why won't that focus? Maybe I can do a screenshot. Maximum dwell duration 3.1, but it's sitting down here maxed out at 11 milliseconds. Looks like it's back up and connected again. Where the hell was that? Tuning. Real-time display. So, warm-up enrichment's at 100%. Ignition advances at 14 degrees. This pulse width is at 10.7. I assume that's for the injectors. Battery voltage is 11.9. Beautiful, isn't it? My computer seems to be failing me. There it is off. Lights all flash. I can hear the fuel pump relay clicking. Clearly firing the injectors. Please help. Thank you.